Hey, it's the Scotch Test Dummies. I'm Scott.
Bart here.
Brand new back is the Mortlach core range with age statements.
Smorgasbord.
12 year, 16 year, and a 20 year. And we're going to
Test it potluck style.
Mortlach style.
All right, we're in now. We got a new bottle design on these as well.
You know, it's not too far off from the old bottles. New boxes. Actually, hold on to the boxes for just a second.
Okay.
These showed up in our area. They're brand new. So Mortlach, of course, used to have age-stated whiskeys. Actually, about the time we started reviewing whiskeys, they had gotten rid of the age statements. They brought in NASs. There was an uproar. People were rioting in the streets.
Roaring, Molotov throwing.
Early on, we reviewed, I think it's the Rare Old. Mortlach Rare Old.
Didn't your wife get you that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which might even been like the core, or the bottom, the youngest one. But it was still, at the time, was like $110.
It was $120. I remember that.
So back now, we have 12, 16, and 20 year. Each one carries a name. Mortlach is known also as the Beast of Dufftown, the distillery, which they have on here. So all of these are 2.81 distilled, which I don't know how that works, and we don't research it. It means it's almost distilled three times.
Almost
triple distilled.
Almost triple.
The 12 year is named the Wee Witchy.
I saw that. The Wee Witchy.
Then we have the Distiller's Dram on the 16 year and Cowie's Blue Seal on the 20.
The Wee Witchy.
Hold on just a second.
You still want it in. Thought that was going to do it.
Each box. Well, okay, so I picked these up the other day. I sampled them over the weekend. Bart hasn't seen them or tasted them yet.
Right.
But on the side of each box, it gives you the cask breakdown and then also a little flavor reel of each whiskey. So the 12 year is ex-sherry and ex-bourbon casks. It gives you some tasting notes.
That's your wheelhouse.
And then it shows you it should be fruity, fresh, and a little spicy.
Always like fresh fruity.
So now that's it for that. And also all three of these are...
Keep it a little bit over there.
All three of these are 43.4% ABV. The 16 year, and we'll talk about it again when we get there, is 100% ex-sherry cask.
100%?
Yep.
Hello.
And then the flavor wheel, it's
sure it's not
spicy,
96.81%.
We'll talk about, I'm pretty sure it's probably like a second fill ex-sherry.
Got it. All right.
And then the 20 year Cowie's Blue Seal is ex-sherry and whiskey refill. So for a woody, slightly spicy, malty, fruity.
I like all those things.
They're actually pretty close on the flavor wheels, I noticed. So let's start with the 12 year. By the way, I've got coin 107 on my 20. 108 on my 16, 110 on my 12.
116, 112, 111. 12, and then again, I'm already forgetting how the 16.
Yeah.
And then, what is this one again?
20.
And the 20. 12, 16, 20.
Which is kind of most people's core range is a 12, a 15, maybe an 18, and or a 21.
Right.
We've got a 12, a 16, and a 20. So let's take a quick look at the 12.
We're taking a quick look at the 12.
Fruity, citrusy notes, slight sherry.
They all look to be about the same golden color, though.
Yep. The 12 does look like maybe it's a little bit lighter.
Yeah. Clean, crisp, refreshing, sweet. Maybe a touch of citrus.
Vanillas, oaks, sherries. Great mouthfeel. Actually feels 46%. There's some tropical notes right there.
Yeah.
A little bit of mango, a little bit of papaya.
No, get papaya. Definitely tropical fruit. Yeah, a touch of the mango I get in there. I want papaya. I don't find it. I don't see it. I don't taste it. But you got it. You're right. It's got a nice mouthfeel. I get a little of that oak caramel on the finish.
Yep. Some spice, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of nutmeg, a little bit of sherry. It's obviously a double casking, bourbon and sherry. I mean, there's just that slight sherry influence, but it's there.
A little velvety mouth coating.
Now I got to tell you though, I picked these up Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Opened them up and I tried them. The 12, I didn't get the sherry on as much as I am now, so it's already opened up a little bit just in a couple of days of being opened up.
Good to know.
Because at first I was like, where's the sherry at? I'm getting the vanillas, I'm getting the ex-bourbon cask and good whiskey.
Nice. One more good thing. You know that it's good you open it early. Let it get a little air before we showed it.
Are you moving on to the 16?
Move it. Hold on. I need to cleanse, a little cleanser.
So the 16-year-old, again, 43.4%, is 100% ex-sherry.
I get a little more dark fruit nose.
Yeah, definitely more sherry.
Dark fruit nose.
It doesn't come off on the nose or the palate as a sherry bomb, though, but more sherry.
Or the palate. A little foreshadowing.
Yep, a little foreshadow there. But nice. Nice nose. Rich, sweet, the plums, the raisins.
Now I'm going to say, okay, wow, nice mid, but the ABV feels more like a 40 on this one, whereas the 12-year-old felt more like a 46 out of 43. This is 43 as well, right? That's interesting. So this one feels lighter, not as viscous on the mouthfeel.
A lot of honeys.
Yeah, that's why I got mid-palate. Citrus.
And this, don't think Glendronach sherry bomb with this. Think more refined Macallan style somewhere in there. It's sherry. It's present. That's why I tend to think 16 years of ex-sherry. This is probably a second fill ex-sherry. Okay. Most of the sherry notes have already been gone, but still good. Very delicious. Definitely sherry.
A little more astringent.
A little more oak. A little more spice.
Yeah, the spice pops up in the finish. I get cinnamon, maybe nutmeg. The sherry sits there with that little sweetness. And then the oak.
Berries. Got some berries, blueberries,
like
raspberry. Not necessarily as much of the darker cherries notes. The dark toffee isn't there. The dark coffee, the dark chocolate, maybe a milk chocolate.
I think I like
white
those
chocolate.
In the sherries the most. Those chocolates.
Yeah, that dark toffee, dark,
rich earth. Now I will say, you saw these and you were excited. You're like, hey, I think we should buy these, do a run of them. So we picked these up again, thanks to Patreon supporters. We're going to have some Patreon shout-outs later, but your Patreon support helps us. That's got a nice nose. I really like the nose. That's that fruity, plummy, sweet nectar nose on this.
Yeah, very nice. Now the nose on the 20 is even better in ways. Not as much sherry, but very fragrant.
Let me cleanse again.
Very citrusy, sweet, oaky, slight sherry nose. Now this is the one, this is ex-sherry and refill ex-whiskey or ex-bourbon.
Ex-whiskey, doesn't it say ex-whiskey on it?
I think so. That's what I was just, as soon as I said it, I was like,
yeah, I thought you just said
whiskey refill.
A whiskey refill, what does that mean?
So it's had whiskey in it at one point, and then it's been refilled.
Okay.
Maybe it could be a second or a third time refill.
There you go.
So generally, yes,
whiskey.
Well, your notes are more subdued at that point because most of your extracts from the wood have already been drawn out.
Sure, I'm with you on that. I'm more curious about, it doesn't say like, just says whiskey. It's not specific to bourbon. You ever seen like
could be Jack Daniels. A lot of people buy
True.
Dickel. Yeah. Dickel. There's a lot of Dickel, so they couldn't use bourbon.
True. Do they ever just say ex-corn cask? You ever seen that?
No. That could be too.
Yeah. Maybe they're buying it from Iron Root.
Iron Root.
Yeah, it's an ex-bloody butcher barrel. I'd be like, he'd be like, what? Gotta get it. It's an ex-bloody butcher.
I do like the bloody butcher.
Yes, you do. I think you like saying it. Makes you feel like a pirate.
Kitchen more of the spices on this on the nose. More of the nutmeg. More of the cinnamon. More of the oak.
That is more distinctly different. I get vanillas right on the forefront. A sweet, it's like a sweet honey, and there's like a touch of still that juicy fruit in there, which is
rich,
which is tropical.
I think the 20 years is showing here how much the tannins are hitting your palate.
It does feel richer, thicker. Maybe that's a comparison though, because the middle one was a little more not watery, but lighter.
This one and the 12-year definitely feel like the same whiskey, just aged longer. Whereas the 16 is more sherry. The 12 and this 20 is the. I'm telling you, as you sit down with this 20, also it gets better and better.
Yeah, I got like a peanut, but at first I thought maybe a corn. That was interesting. Like maybe it was just a roasting. I think that's what it was. It was more like a roasting. Wow, that was a nice little finished burst of roasting. Like roasting peanuts is kind of what it reminded me of when they handed that bag in the ballpark and they've just been roasted.
Nice citrus.
Hints
Hints of sherry. Not as much of the tropical notes to me showing as there is in the 12. But the oak tannins, the finish on the 20 lingers.
Yes.
It stays on the palate.
I'm comparing them directly, and it's more refined, a little more smooth is what I want to say.
I'm going to go a 90 on the 12-year.
Okay.
And 92s on both the 16 and the 20. Maybe a 93, plus or minus 1.
89, 88, 90. Yeah. This one kind of fell a little flatter with me. The 16.
So, price-wise, $50, $45 to $50 range, $90 range, $200 range.
Oh.
Yeah. Definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. Definitely worth it if you normally buy $200 bottles.
Right.
You're not going to be disappointed.
It's my favorite, but I'm not sure it climbs to 200 favorite because to me it's very close to the 12.
Which is normal range. I mean, there's a lot of 21-year-olds that are in that price, if not higher.
Right.
Up to 250, 260.
The 16-year-old just is a little dry for me. The astringency without all the, and it's got a touch of sweetness, but I think I would like if it's that dried, like a little bit more bursting of the rich dark fruits at this dryness. So this one, that's what brings it down for me. Now this one, that 20 years definitely more refined, but
I think they're all good. I was very impressed with them from the get-go. The 12 was the first one that I cracked.
I like that one.
I was immediately impressed with it, especially for the price. I mean, it's most 12 years now are getting $50 to $60 range, so it's right there at the bottom end
How much
of that
again?
range. 45 to 50.
That's a good price point.
Yeah.
So that's good.
$90 price range, give or take a few. Yeah.
I wouldn't do
Good.
it. Well, I'm believing you, but I wouldn't do that. To me, that would not be worth it.
And 200 here, so.
Boy.
So look at that though. $50, $90. Is that worth the extra money?
I don't know. See,
That's
my favorite. But this one really hits a sweet spot for that price.
The 12. Oh,
that's
definitely.
value based right there.
Yeah.
Because they're close. I can pick up the more refined, deeper flavors here. But at that difference, I mean, you could buy 4 of these. So, I mean, if you're looking for volume. So, and they're close, but you can tell that's got some more time.
I think people, though, that if you buy older whiskeys and you're used to paying $200 for a bottle, you're not going to be disappointed at all in that. For a 16-year ex-sherry, $90, you're not going to be disappointed. For $45, $50 on this 12-year, you're not going to be disappointed.
Jump up, click your heels on that one. Yeah.
When I saw on the box 100% ex-sherry, I was expecting more.
Yeah.
So that's why I tend to lead that this is a second fill sherry.
At least.
But to me, it's still good. It's still delicious. It's a great melding of sherry, and it's not overpowering. Some people don't like the sherry bombs because it's too much sherry. The sherry is overriding the whiskey.
It is.
And I don't think that's the case here. You're getting the sherry influence on the whiskey. So,
and maybe that's my sherry amateurness. When I go sherry, I like it to bomb me. That's a steal. This one, the price, I got to admit, would make me pause a little bit. If the price was $130, I'd be like,
well, sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying. Maybe $125. I actually like this. It's a little more subtly. I like how the box style is a little slimmer. Nice, So I like their look. I love what you're talking about with that flavor wheel.
Yeah. And it's pretty spot on. All right, today's Scotch God shout out goes to you.
What? I put a good one in?
You're my Scotch God shout out.
Sweet. What happened?
So in May, we are going to Ireland.
Yes.
We're trying to hash down the dates.
Right.
We got invited over to Waterford Distillery.
Yeah, we're going to Waterford.
We've got a group email going.
Yes.
Bart is in the habit of just replying to me, though.
Boy. That's true. I tried to. Did I do a group reply?
No, you still just replied to me.
I tried to. Well, there's some things that it's just you.
The last correspondence was
it's going to be a mocking.
I just said, hey, let's get a date down. When do you want us to fly out? And how long do you want us at the distillery so we can plan our exit from there?
Oh, here's a mockery. There's a mockery coming.
Bart says, and we also volunteered. We said, hey, fly. It's a lot cheaper. Fly us out of Dallas. We can get ourselves to Dallas.
Well, I know what this is. This is smart, though.
So
hold on. I'm not sure where.
Bart comes in. He replies to me.
Yeah.
We need to know the earliest flight out from Wichita to Dallas, to make the connection. Well, holy I hadn't thought of that. Well, I thought we just magically appeared in Dallas.
I know. And you also have a spouse that flies to Dallas a lot. So I figured you kind of knew this. But immediately when I'm seeing, because here's the danger. We said, hey, Wichita doesn't have an international. We've got a national
regional. It's a regional airport.
They call it national.
Do they?
Now. Yeah,
Is
that was a new thing. National.
Oh.
But we can't get out of the country with it. So we were like, hey, we'll pick up our flight down to Dallas. But what's weird with that is, that was my fear. You miss we got to get the earliest flight out. I got a little nervous. Because God forbid we miss the main flight. And I'm thinking, when's the international flight?
We don't know yet. We haven't pinned down the date.
I know. When's it leave, though? Because we might have to even go out a day early.
I couldn't even reply.
No need to reply. It was just like a shot.
I've never flown before.
See, but we got to make it.
When your wife says she's making spaghetti, do you tell her she's going to need spaghetti noodles and sauce?
Maybe some sauce on there. She might do it Puerto Rican style, which would have beans in it or something. I don't know. Probably.
PayPal. Patreon.
What?
Patreon.
Did you say PayPal? I'm needing to mock it. Everybody knows it ain't PayPal. Sorry, go ahead. Patreon.
Isaac Mittendorf came in. $1
I
Patreon
love
support.
that last name.
Isaac Mittendorf. You betcha.
That's a great name. I love it.
Thank you, Isaac, for the support. Patreon is our...
Who would get it wrong?
Twice.
Sorry. Yeah. Why don't we go thrice?
Glenn McKnight, $1 Patreon
Once again,
supporter.
these are phenomenal names. I want to hang out with McKnight, although I think you might throw a chair. Wasn't that a coach, right? That was Coach Bobby Knight. No, that was Knight, not
Bobby Knight.
See, that's his cousin.
Fred Fisher.
Fisher,
$1 supporter.
Isn't it a special spelling?
Fred Fisher.
Yes.
No.
It's a little bit.
normal Fisher.
Well,
Fisch.
It's a little more Germanic spelling.
Fred Fisher, $1. Thank you.
It's called color commentary on the name. I like it. Is that where we're going for now?
Yeah.
I know we got more in.
Yeah, more we'll do.
We got more in, but that's where we're at. I will say I've drained the 12 and the 20.
Actually, let's throw Jay in here. $2 supporters. We got to yell it.
That's right. It's Chung, right?
Jay Chung. Jay Chung!
Go, Chung, go!
Go, Chung, go.
I love it. All right, I want to do our toast if we're ready. We're ready.
You bet
you. I don't have it fully committed to memory, but it's close. So this is, we're going to work this in. It may not always be there, but when you drink with us, you never drink alone. We toast to family, friends, good health, and home. Pour an Irish, a bourbon, a rye, but if you Scotch it, you Scotch gods.
Cilantro. Dummies.